about those guys, just talk about some advice that you have for them that you've maybe experienced in your career, and then some other things maybe that you can share that they may experience in the future.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on what the end goal is, right, Jordan? Whether it's to continue to be, in the media world, kind of live in that space, or if your goal is to, get with a team. So that's it. So that kind of is different, whatever the goal might be. But again, whatever it is, just work hard at it. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Obviously, try to keep learning. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You can always learn football. You can always get better at it. I mean, there's always, no matter what staff I was on, I mean, there was always someone that knew more about a certain position than I did, whether they, played it at a high level or coached it at a high level. So, constantly seek knowledge, and humble yourself to do that. Again, I've learned a lot of hard lessons, and that's been the fun part about having the job here at the Senior Bowl and having some young scouts, here in the building, is I can pass that down now. And hopefully those guys don't have to learn the hard mistakes that I learned the hard way. But just work hard and be passionate. And that's what, you guys at the Draft Network, it's so cool to see. I mean, there's so many people on social media that are passionate about this, man. And it keeps me going because, that's the hardest part right now. I think trying to break into scouting. I talked about my experience back in the 90s. There weren't as many people. It was probably easier to break in because the scouting profession wasn't known as well. It was harder in a lot of degrees because, like I said, there weren't scouting internships, there weren't entry level, there weren't scouting assistant positions. So there wasn't any of that. College recruiting wasn't nearly as big back then. So you didn't have these college recruiting staffs that you get on and get experience with. So in some ways it's harder, in some ways it's easier, but just keep working hard at it. Again, there's so many guys on Twitter that really energize me because they get on there on a daily basis and they're working hard at it. And you guys at the Draft Network are a great example of that.